Hey, Brian here with the IPS Tech Hub. And today we're at Grace Community Church where we've just recently finished up a project that I'm so stoked to show you. So at Grace Community, we had spoke with them earlier in the 2019 year about their upgrade needs for their new facility, which was almost quadruple the size of their current space. The building here is massive. Not to mention the ceilings were crazy high. So a lot of the issues that they were having moving from one space to the other involved, getting gear in places where it's not as easy to get in, or once it's up, it's there. So getting accessibility was a big deal. Getting coverage, they went from a facility that was all just flat floor, not raked, not tiered, to a raked and tiered seating, as you can see around me, as well as a balcony that was added into that mix as well. So getting audio dispersed evenly was top priority. The church has a very blended style service where it is traditional elements as well as contemporary elements. But the main focus of the space is to be very clean, non-distracting, but still have a level of professionality that is able to be used for more contemporary things or for guest artists that come in. So in the space here, some of the biggest hurdles were, how do we get quality equipment that's not contractor grade into the space while maintaining super clean lines, while keeping things out of vision for the congregation. So we hid fixtures up behind beams. We had to get real strategic with our placement. The PA was hung on aircraft cable as high as we could get it, where we still had proper dispersion. We had cables painted the beam color. We had, like I said, the fixtures tucked. Video walls were instead of being hung, they were wall mounted, so that they basically just are floating and seamless here. Cameras are under mounted onto the balcony. Our underbalk speakers are actually custom colored to match their paint scheme. So everything kind of went through that fine-tooth comb of making sure that we maintained the traditional element for what the congregation sees, but being able to have that professional quality gear and quality feel and quality usage without actually being noticeable. It's basically there without knowing it's there. So a lot of that came down to, how do we tuck this in, get it focused, but still give them enough functionality where they can make adjustments for stage changes or special events. So we're using an AYRTON product, the PERSEO, up on the ceiling, which is almost about 60 feet away from the stage from our positions, to maintain the sight lines but our field angle properly. So we have a couple PERSEOs up there that are able to adjust as needed for special events. We're also using CHAUVET 260 WWs and 910 FCs, so that they're all LED. The FCs are full color and the 260s are warm white, and those are shooting from 65 feet and absolutely crushing it. They're still actually having to dim that down some. So we've been really happy with the throw capabilities and the overall brightness of those 260s, even in a kind of really unique hanging format. So along with all our LED lighting, and the house lighting is being controlled via DMX, it's also being ran by a CHROMAQ VISTA EX. They've got 2 universe dongle on there, so they have room for expansion. Right now we're still under about 2/3 of a universe, but there is DMX all over the stage, as well as all the battens that we have throughout the facility. And then that is all sequenced via LYNTEC. So all of our equipment, from the audio, video, and lighting included, are all power sequenced at the end of a service. And so that way they can maintain lifespan on all those power supplies and all those fixtures. So some of the gear list that we have here with audio starts with our out and HEATH AVANTIS console running a GX48 and a DX16-8 expander. They're using the expander on stage so they can localize all their drum inputs to keep that really clean. They have a few wireless SHURE products that they're using, the QLXDs for handhelds and body packs. Audio for PA reinforcement is a DMB system with the A-series boxes, as well as the G-sub in the flown configuration, as well as the G-sub in the ground configuration. We also have an MEU system being used with AVANTIS. So they have 8 of the ME1s being used for personal monitoring. Along with the GX48 and DX16 that they're using on stage, their amp rack in the back of the facility uses a modular patch bay where we have all our tails coming out that are color coded to their floor pockets. So that way they can actually patch that on the fly, really clean and really quick. So that way a volunteer who may not be able to soft patch in a console can literally go back, grab an XLR and plug it where they need it to be. Some of the other things that are in the facility are Marshall cameras for video. They're using 2 PTZs, as well as a Blackmagic ATEM 1ME unit using Square V VI3 panels, where they were originally spec'd to be pretty small. They went from talking about an 80 or 90-inch TV to going to an 11.5 wide by almost 7 foot tall wall. And at this point, they couldn't see it any other way. They're super happy with the quality of that video product. Like I said before, where iMag and video capture and streaming was not usually part of their normal service, has now evolved due to the changes in the global climate to actually be capable of doing it and doing it really well. So one of the things that IPS offers as well that's kind of our standard realm of things to do is that when a project is finished and we commission it, I'm actually one of the ones who comes out. We train all your volunteers and we have additional contact support from audio to video, even the lighting. All of it goes through with training and all the documentation they need in case they have an issue that arises, or maybe it's something that they want to try that's new that they're not used to doing, that they have the capability to do. We ensure that they have all the tools and information necessary to use that equipment to its fullest potential. Thanks again for watching IPS Tech Hub. Be sure to follow us at our socials at ips.live, and we'll see you next time.